I often talk about democratizing design. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is I think design today is, it's centered in the Western technology. It's the experts coming in, telling the poor, ignorant people what's the matter with their lives or their systems or whatever they're trying to do, and here's the solution. It's arrogant. It's patronizing. It's wrong. So, here's what I think we should do. There are lots of problems all around the world. And there are people who live in those areas, and they know what the problems are. They don't need somebody to come in and study them for a long time and say, here's your problems. They know what their problems are. And they're already starting to address it, or they have ideas. And so, if we're called in to help, we should help. Not lecture, not tell them the answers, but help. Understand, okay, I'll live there for a while. Understand what the problems are facing. Understand who the leaders are who already have some good ideas that might actually can be expanded to help everybody. And again, try to help people. Have the local people lead the projects. They cannot be divorced from the design process. They want to be the leaders inside the design process, asking for help, telling the designers what they're trying to accomplish, building with them. And so democratizing design means actually it's the people who are leading the process to improve their own lives. And when we do that, it'll be far more successful because they have built it themselves and therefore they understand it. Therefore, if it breaks, they know how to fix it. Therefore, they can convince other people because they can say it's not these outsiders who came in and told us what to do. We thought of it. We're doing a project in the eastern part of the United States, in the state of Kentucky. In the eastern part of Kentucky, there's a bunch of mountains called the Appalachian Mountains. And there are people who live in that area who are quite isolated. They're simply one-lane roads leading to where they live that are usually dirt roads, so they can get very muddy when it rains, and they get snowed in and they can't get out in the winter. And they're quite isolated from, the high-quality medical care that's in the western part of the state that is not only hours away normally, but when it snows heavily, they can't be reached. So what are the problems there? How do we work with them? Well, they understand their problems, and they know what it is that they need. And to them, the physicians who work at the University Cancer Center are foreigners. Yeah, they lived all their lives in Kentucky, but that's Western Kentucky. That isn't Eastern Kentucky. They are foreigners. And when they come in and say, here's what you should do, no. It's what we are doing in the project where we're working with people from the National Cancer Institute, from the Federal Communications Commission, which is trying to see if they can bring in high bandwidth internet for telemedicine. We're working with the University of Kentucky Cancer Center. And we're applying the methods developed by the design lab at the University of California, San Diego, to use community-based design, where we work with the local healthcare workers, the people who live in the community that is being affected, who have lived there all their lives, who have had some medical training, who are good, and they're the ones with the ideas. And so what we've done in this, the study is still going on, so I can't give you the final answer. But what we've done is we've worked with them and, again, assisting them. In fact, I don't go there because they say, no, if I went there, I'm just too much of a foreigner. And so they want to work with the local people. And that's very effective. And that's what I mean by democratizing design. We build on the local people.